I'm Sandra Joyce, Vice President of the British Home Child Group International, and also the author of 3 books on the British home children, The Street Arab, Belonging, and Trees and Rocks, Rocks and Trees, which is also a novel for children above the age of 10. We started this organization in order to educate the public on the British home children, who they are, where they came from, and also to provide free genealogical research, as well as provide different databases for people to look at themselves, as well as try and reunite families. The British home children were a group of children, child migrants, who came to Canada as indentured farm workers and domestics. It's estimated that there's anywhere between 100,000 and 120,000, and I think the numbers will never be sure, as some records were improperly kept or are unable to be transcribed. These children were sent to individual farms or to homes of the rich to help out with their domestic duties. The ages ranged between usually 8 and about 14 or 15, although there were some younger children sent. Some of the experiences that they had were quite horrific. Others were, on the opposite end of the spectrum, very good, and they were able to amalgamate themselves into the family and become part of the family and were treated as such. Then there's the ones in the middle who were treated just as workers and lost a piece of their childhood. The British home children were not only sent to Canada, they were sent to other countries as well. Now we have evidence that quite a few were sent to Australia, New Zealand, Rhodesia, and also some were kept behind in the UK. There were families that were split up, some remaining in the UK, some being sent to one country. Some families had actual members of their family sent to Canada and another member sent to Australia. That is the reason why we have this international group, so that the people can find each other. In my own case, I've been able to find the relatives back in Scotland and been able to reunite our family after 90 years. And I think that's very important. And a lot of people, where they had no leaves on their family tree before, will suddenly find them blooming.
My name's Karen Mahoney, and I am president of the British Home Child Group International. And a lot of people wonder if they perhaps have a relative that was part of this home child scheme sent here to Canada. You'll hear stories of, my great-grandfather was a stowaway on a boat, and that's how he got to Canada. That's usually not true, and that's usually a first clue that they were a British home children. You can go to Library and Archives Canada's website, and there they have the passenger lists where you can put in your surname and name. So some of the best places to do your family history is Facebook, and we actually have a Facebook page or group, which is the Families of British Home Children / Child Migrants. And there you can pose your questions, and we have a great group of genealogists who are willing to help look for your child and see if they were part of this scheme. There's also Roots Chat, which is the largest family history forum based out of the UK, and there is a database there of over 20,000 children's names, and you could potentially find a living relative by entering your information on that database. You can also, through our website, send us an email, and we will help you with any of your research.